that mic works really good.
Oh, good. Yeah. I tried doing podcasting a long time ago, so I've got some of this stuff
Did you
still
really?
around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, I knew you had a YouTube channel, so I know you know how to use a computer and edit, and maybe add some different audio or whatever, that kind of thing. So there's that, and I knew you'd have some kind of way to talk on here pretty decent.
Yeah, it'd be a long way to stretch a can and a string over to you to try to do the podcast.
Are you in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I saw on one of your videos, or maybe one of your Instagram posts, that you actually play. I think you played at the same field that with another guy I just did a podcast with last week or 2 weeks ago. Gibbers Plays Airsoft is his YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's a friend of mine. We play a lot together out there at that field, and do
Gibbers.
a lot of recording stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that is cool, man. So, was that how you found? Well, no, I guess I found your channel. I found your Instagram somehow. Mm-hmm. Maybe you commented on one of his videos or his Instagram posts. I can't remember how I found you on there, on Instagram. But when I saw you had a YouTube channel, I went and checked, just like watching some of your videos. I was like, oh shit, this guy. Okay, let me send you a message and see if you want to do a podcast.
Yeah, man, I'm over there at the same field. Yeah. Instagram's pretty awesome for connecting with other airsoft players. Like I really didn't have that many subscribers on my YouTube channel, and really don't have a ton still, but it really started growing a good bit once I started an Instagram account, and just people find you more on Instagram than they do on YouTube. You get lost in the algorithm, but Instagram's where it's at, trying to connect with other airsofters.
Yeah, so the way the YouTube search part works is pretty bad. Like, you have to know the exact, like, if there's not a channel that's really popular, you have to know the exact name with spaces and everything, like each character, to find that on YouTube, which makes no sense to me because they're owned by Google. So, how is it not like a smart search? So, but if you search on Instagram, it gives you all kind of suggestions, as you're typing, just even, pages that you've never found before or have looked at before or never looked at before. And it's really, or you can just search a hashtag, under Airsoft or whatever, and just find like whoever follows that and kind of see what, who's on there.
Yeah, it was really irritating. Like, before you get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, you don't have your own name. It's like a bunch of numbers and things. Yeah. And so I'd sit there and tell people, shot tactics, look it up, shot tactics. And I'm sitting there with them, standing there next to them while they're looking on their phone, and they can't find me. Yep. So how does anyone find you if you're standing right there and can't even show it to them? So.
Well, that's funny you said that, because when we first started the channel, I had started studying like the search engine optimization thing, the SEO within Google. And when we started this channel, I started a website in the same week, with the same name, because I bought the .com or whatever when we first came up with TriFecta Airsoft name, and then I started looking up like, how to get noticed or to come up on a search on Google. And if you get that done first and get that set up, then you'll come up on YouTube a lot easier. So I didn't know any of that in the beginning, but so when I would tell people, and most people don't know that, right? They think that Google works just like, like a super smart kind of search engine, which it is, except it's kind of curated, right? The information. So when you're typing in a search, like before we started our channel, if you would have typed in Trifecta Airsoft, like there's nothing. Even if we would have just started the channel and not done the website, if you'd have typed in, just, hey, I'm going to search for Trifecta Airsoft because I don't know where their channel is. You search on YouTube. If you didn't put the spaces in right, or if you didn't, whatever was wrong, you won't find it. If you search on Google, you won't find it. And then, so I started the website thing right away and put in all the back end stuff with the SEO, the search engine optimization thing, to get us noticed right away for people that search. So I would tell, so like my wife and, her parents and stuff, they were asking about why'd you start a website for this thing if it's a YouTube channel? I'm like, look, if you search Trifecta Airsoft on Google, so we had, the first like full page on Google with, if you search our name, because of how I set it up on the back end with the website. Like I said, I'm not smart. I had to study a lot of stuff, read a lot of crap, whatever, to get it set up. So they're like, okay, like, isn't that how it's supposed to work? I'm like, no. I had to work at that to get us on the
that
first
didn't
page
just
of
appear,
Google.
yeah.
Exactly. A lot of people don't realize that, man. And I guess this is, for anyone that's listening and maybe for you, you can start a website for really cheap. And it does help your, getting found on YouTube as well, because they're connected. So even if you didn't do anything with your website, it's still that .com or whatever. If you set up the SEO thing on the back end of it, it does help your YouTube channel get found. If somebody's searching, like they're just scrolling through, they see a video, but they forget to save it or like it or whatever it is, and they're like, crap, what was that? And they'll go to Google and search it. You might not come up. It might, but it might not come up. So if you do a website, even just a real basic, simple thing, it'll start getting that in their system.
Yeah, and what you can do too is, if you just get the .com, this is what I was doing before I get to the 100 subscribers. Just get that .com and have it direct to your YouTube page. So then they type in like TriFectaAirsoft.com, and it just goes directly to the YouTube page. Right. But just in the meantime, before if you buy the domain to plan for the future and don't have a website yet, we'll just go ahead and link it to your YouTube page so that now people have a way to find your page. You can tell them that, since youtube.com/Trifecta Airsoft isn't there yet,
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing with mine. I don't have a website yet. That's where mine goes still, but I didn't even think about that, SEO optimization stuff that you're talking about. I hadn't got that deep into it.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea.
At the time. So I was studying all this shit, bro. I was like, give me more. When the scene in the Matrix, the original, the first Matrix, where Neo gets that first plug in, where they teach him like how to fly or how to fight or something like that. And Morpheus says to him, something like, are you ready? And he's like, I want more, like, give me more. And they start loading all those programs in his head. That's how I was when I first started, like, looking all this stuff up and how to do a channel and a website. Like I built our own website, and then, I didn't build it from scratch. I don't know how to code. I just used, a service called Wix, and which I'm sure you've heard of. But, and I started learning all this crap, bro. I mean, I'd be up all night. There'd be days I would be up, 20 hours, and, I'd sleep 2 hours and then be up 20 hours. And so I was, just learning all this stuff. Like, okay, I got to do this on the website. I got to do this on the website. And then I got to link this. Oh shit, I forgot to do this. I go back to this. And I mean, it was, I was like a kid in a candy store with this tech stuff, learning the, kind of connecting these two branches of the Google stuff and the, the website and the YouTube channel. I mean, I had a good time. doing it. It was I love learning that stuff. So
yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Like the last couple of years just have been just learning all kinds of
yeah,
tech stuff. Because for me, it's been the editing, video editing is not doing a website and all that, but
yeah,
I'm getting to the point now where I'm going to start going down that road that you went on doing a website and all that too.
yeah.
But that's been one of the really fun things about getting into airsoft is not only learning about the airsoft guns and how all that works, but learning all this tech stuff too about video editing. Even if you're not doing a YouTube channel, it's still fun to record your games and go back and watch them if you're not going to do anything with them. Do you do much recording of your stuff?
So anything we record, well, in the beginning, no. Before we started the channel, we didn't record. Like these guys actually, we started recording right away when we started our channel. They were actually playing airsoft for a couple weeks or maybe a month or so before I suggested doing a YouTube channel. So, and we didn't have any of the cameras, and actually every single video on our YouTube channel from the beginning to now has been filmed on my Samsung Galaxy phone.
Sorry, not trying to laugh at you, but
I know, right? I mean, we actually ordered 2 cameras in the beginning. These they weren't that expensive. They're like $350. I can't remember even what brand they were. They weren't like a nice brand, okay? They were affordable. And I was like, yeah, man, this is going to be great. They say 4K video, all this shit. And they were trash. I mean, garbage, okay? So we sent them back because the light sensor, if there was perfect lighting, like out in the sunlight, everything, it was really crystal clear. It was great. But as soon as you'd walk inside, and I'd walk inside to follow these guys, we're talking and whatever, or you film one of these unboxings, it was horrible. It was super grainy and choppy or whatever. So I was like, man, I'm not gonna spend close to $1,000, $600 to $1,000 on a camera when I can just use my phone. So I bought this external mic to plug in my phone for like outside use and things like that. And then I bought these little recorders that, like one of these. So you can use this without this mic that's wrapped around here right now. You can just talk into it, and it records like an MP3 or what, a WAV file, whatever you want. And it has a little memory stick in there. So we started using these with these little mics that are plugged on here, like the lavalier mic you plug on your shirt. And so I started using those because I wanted to get rid of some echo and stuff, with the audio. And then, we went through a lot of transitions with learning, how to set up videos, because you don't know how it sounds or looks until you put it on here and start editing, which about, right? Because you've had that. So you have a scope cam, because I've seen some of your videos. You do sniping, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know, like, oh shit, I forgot to turn the camera on, or it timed out, or whatever it is, if you don't have something set right or whatever it is, or the battery went out and you don't know because there's that tiny little light, that's blinking or whatever that shows that it's on. If you don't pay attention,
yeah, and if you've got it on your helmet, you can't see it anyways.
Oh yeah, so there's a lot of big learning curve with that stuff. So especially guys, that are starting out with their YouTube channel, I love to talk to because they, I guess they're in the same boat I was, learning this process and then loading it in the computer and editing. And, people that have never started a YouTube channel, man, they don't understand. Like, you can take pictures and post them on Instagram. That's like fucking fast and easy as shit. Now go start a YouTube channel.
Yeah. It's fair to spend your whole weekend putting a video together.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what got you into airsoft in the first place?
Well, YouTube, I guess. Just seeing these, all these awesome videos that people were making, and just thinking, man, that looks like a lot of fun. I want to go give that a try. And so it just down the rabbit hole I went. And now I'm actually making YouTube videos myself, coming full circle. So, and I think that's a lot of people. Like, a lot of people tell me that, like, yeah, they saw some cool sniping video or something and wanted to start playing airsoft. So yeah, pretty much I'm following in the footsteps of what brought me here in the first place now.
Oh yeah, there's been a handful of people I've talked to that when I ask them that, they're like Novrich or Swamp Sniper, Desert Fox, Airsoft Alphonse, all those guys that are really big on YouTube, and with the sniping videos and the gun, the gameplay, I guess, videos. But so did you have a background? You said you like learning all this stuff about tech. Did you have a background in tech work or?
Oh no, not at all. I'm actually a CPA. I do tax returns for a living, so I guess
you need airsoft, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I needed something fun, I guess.
Oh, so, yes.
No tech background at all. It's just been really the last couple years is just really been diving into it, but it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. It's good finding something you enjoy. And another thing I found is when you start getting into these hobbies and doing things you enjoy, you'll end up meeting other people that have the same interests as you, that you have a lot in common with, and you end up making a lot of friends along the way. And I found the airsoft community to be a pretty awesome group of people, and just really enjoying it so far.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. When you said CPA, like, yeah, you definitely need something like that. And this isn't something you can talk to your coworkers about too much, probably, because they're probably not, have they even heard of airsoft?
No, they didn't. And they're like, kind of, okay, you're a little weird, but whatever. Yeah. Tried to get my little niece to come play with us one time, but my girlfriend went with me and got shot in the forehead, just like blood everywhere. And like, she was all proud of it. And we came back home and she was like showing my niece, like bragging about it. and my niece was like, yeah, I don't think I ever want to go with you guys ever. So mess that one up.
Yeah, she needs a few more years to get to that point, I guess. But yeah, that's cool. Your girlfriend, got into it and loved it like that,
Oh yeah, it gives me an excuse to buy more guns and stuff too. Right. I got to arm her, so none of these are for me too.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. So you're in North Carolina. Did you grow up there?
Oh yeah, this is where I'm from.
Yeah.
Moved back here a few years ago to do some accounting, so I think I'm here to stay.
Yeah. Where did you move from?
Oh, Myrtle Beach. That was a tough place to leave.
Bro.
Yeah, grab the drink on that one.
I got a cousin that lives out here in Myrtle Beach. We're only about 3.5 hours from Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm about the same, about 4 hours or so.
Yeah. Now, are you up in by Raleigh?
Yeah, I'm close to Raleigh. Yeah, about an hour east of it. Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, because if you play at that same Extreme Sports something park adventure or something like that.
Yeah, Extreme Park Adventures. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. Then yeah, you're up by Raleigh, but yeah, we've been here in South Carolina for 14 years. Love it. My cousin lives in Myrtle Beach, so whenever we go out there for vacation or whatever in the summer, we'll go out to dinner. He'll come over and we'll go out to dinner together and stuff. But he's been there for, man, a long time, a lot of years. Longer than we've lived here in South Carolina. And he's originally from Ohio as well. Where we're from. Up in Cleveland. But yeah, he loves it out there. And every time we're there, it's one of those, like, probably like most people, like, we want to find a job around this area and just live down here by the beach.
Yeah, it's a nice place to live. There just really aren't that many great jobs there. That's the only thing. There's a lot of like, restaurants and hotels, and they just don't have a ton of really good paying jobs for folks. So kind of why I had to get out of there, but still fun to go back and play. They go back and have fun. But uh, they have a airsoft place there. I've been wanting to try a Black Ops paintball or paintball and airsoft. Have you ever tried that one out? Or
I have not. But what's funny is my cousin I'm talking about. He's my age. His son, his oldest, one of his sons, works at Black Ops paintball down there in Myrtle Beach. So the funny part was when it was probably about maybe 6 months to a year in our into starting our YouTube channel, my cousin texted me and said, or my cousin's son, he texted me and said, "Hey, do you guys start a YouTube channel?" Like it came up on his suggested feeds or whatever, because he, watches airsoft videos, and I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I work at Black Ops paintball or whatever, here in Myrtle Beach." I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know." Oh yeah.
Hey man, your SEO's working. They're finding you.
I guess. I was like, "Holy cow!" Yeah, it was pretty funny. But we always talked about going out there, and we started talking about traveling for different, like to meet up with different people and different players that we met through our channel. Viewers that would comment on our videos, and then when we started a Discord thing, guys that were on there all the time, and we became friends, and we were like, yeah, we want to start traveling. And of course the country took a shit because of COVID or whatever, all that crap going on. So it was so we just kind of abandoned those plans for a while, and then how it is, life happens. These guys that we have on our channel, my two of them are my sons, and the other JP is their best friend. So they all got busy with different work things and stuff. So now we're trying to get back doing stuff for here, and I started doing podcasting just kind of to just keep some kind of activity going on our channel. I was like, I love talking to these guys. I talked to them before through I used to just call some of these dudes. Like we would just talk, like chat, text, whatever. And then I'd be like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" It'd be a Friday night. We're sitting here drinking. And I would do a video call through like Facebook Messenger or whatever. And we would just walk around. I'd walk around the house and show them this new gun or whatever, like on the phone. And they would show me their, like, "Hey, I'm looking at this right now, or I got this, that kind of thing." So I was always doing that stuff anyway, off not recording it. So then I was like, I would love to do like a podcast kind of thing, because I had started a podcast, just an audio version of podcast a few years ago. And when I was looking for all these other things to do, this is before we started our YouTube channel. And my wife and I, we started a podcast doing like kind of like a family history, of both of our families, and then us getting married, like meeting, getting married, our kids, all these different stories and shit like that. And we just started just to have like an audio recording to pass on to our kids, for the same kind of stories that your grandparents tell you about whoever in their family when you're looking at one of those photo albums, when you're like 10 years old, and they're like, "Hey, this picture right here, oh, that's your grandfather. He did this and this," those kind of things. So we did an audio podcast, just me and her, for stuff like that. And then I had my kids on there. I'm like, they'd get home from school or whatever, and I'm like, "Hey, come here." They're like, "Oh, Dad,
come on, not the history project." Yeah.
Not this again. I'm like, "Just sit down. Let's just bullshit for a minute." So I had those little recorders I showed you, so I'd make them put one on, and I would just sit there and like, "How was your day?" And they're like, "Fine." I'm like, "Well, what'd you learn?" "Nothing." I'm like, "Well, this is a shit podcast. You got to talk." So it kind of grew from that. But anyway, that kind of led into my idea with talking to people on our channel. And then with it, like you said, man, like Instagram is a great place to meet new people. in the airsoft community. So that's how it branched out, and that's how I found you. So it's been pretty cool.
It's all coming together, man.
I love it, man. I mean, everyone in my family knows I like to talk anyway. So they're like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be that. You'll be fine with that. You know, you'll be happy to do that." So
and the cool thing, you're probably getting to connect with a lot of people all over the world, like outside of the U.S. I'm sure, right? Yeah, like it's like messing on Instagram, like just seeing. It's a whole lot more European folks that I'm speaking to on there than American. Cool story for you. I was like really close to 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I had, I think, 97 subscribers. And at that point, it was like, all right, I've just got to start messaging some people to tell them to subscribe to my channel to get me to that 100 mark where I can get my own address. Yeah. And so, like, I just started messaging people that have become my friend recently on Instagram, like, hey, will you follow? Will you please subscribe? I'm like so close to 100. And this one kid was like, okay, sure. And he did. And he's like, I'm going to share this on my page too and try to help get you some subscribers. And a few minutes later, he messaged me again. And he was like, hey, look at your subscribers now. And I went and looked at it, and it got up to like 101. So he took me, over the mark, and I was all, happy and everything. But anyway, we were just sitting there after that. I mean, we were just sitting there chatting in the Instagram chat, just talking airsoft, and he's like, "Hey, you want a video call?" And I'm like, sure. Why? Like, I see where the guy's from, and I was like, this is interesting. Why not? Never talked with someone from Italy before, and so I get on an Instagram chat, and it's some stranger in Italy. Pops up on my screen. Hey man, congratulations, 100 subscribers. Total stranger. I'm talking to someone from Italy, but it was just, a really, really cool experience to get to that 100 subscribers that way. It'll be, something I won't forget. But
that is awesome, man. Yeah, that is so cool.
You just connect with, people from everywhere through all this.
That's. Well, it sounds like you love it too, and I love that part of, like, I feel like that's the good part of the internet, like the positive thing, where you meet people like that, and I've had a great time meeting so many different people from all these different places in this community, the airsoft community, and where they all have that in common, and it's fun, and yeah, it's been great. That's really cool that, you've made a friend, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for real. And like, totally, unsuspected. You wouldn't have figured that would have been, something like that would have come out of it. So
yeah, he congratulated me, and I think I sat there and chatted with him on the video chat for like an hour, and he was just showing me all his airsoft guns. That's all he was doing, was just taking out his guns and showing them to me. I was like, this is awesome.
I know. Yes. That's exactly what I was saying. Like, we did too. I was like, I'll just call somebody. Hey, what are you doing right now? Nothing, sitting around, just drinking or watching a movie or something. Like, hey, I'm going to video call you, we just talk. I did the same thing with somebody in the UK, and like early on our channel. It was a Saturday morning. I remember it was a morning here. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning here. I think they're like 5 hours ahead of us. And he was the first guy I did a video call with on our channel. He followed us early on. And I was like, hey, I'm going to video call you. He's like, all right. So I call him. I didn't know the time difference at the moment, or at that time. So I called him, and he's standing there. As soon as he answers, he's holding up his beer. And he's like, yeah, man, I've been drinking, I was like, oh shit, you're a morning drinker. He's like, no, it's not morning here. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, we did the same thing. He's showing the, guns. I had the guns on the gun wall here, and I was showing we're showing off the guns and stuff. It was really cool. It's been a cool experience.
Yeah, man, you meet so many great people through here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Instagram has been definitely the place where I've met the most people in the last month, through this. So when, for a while, I was having one of my sons do all the Instagram posts. So he would post, and he met a lot of guys too, through there, but I wasn't connected with that. I didn't see it. So he was controlling the Instagram thing while I was editing and editing and editing.
And editing, yeah.
Hours, and 2 hours later, I got 5 minutes done, So, so he was doing the Instagram thing. Well, then when he got busy and stuff, he bought a house. He's moving into his house next Saturday. And so he's going through all this, process with it. So I was like, hey, sign out of Instagram. Let me sign back into it. I'll try to start posting stuff. And in the last, 3-4 weeks, I've met so many people on there. And that's where the last 5-10 podcasts have come from, are people I met through Instagram.
Oh yeah, just find them on Instagram.
Including you. Yeah, man, it's cool.
And probably a lot of them are, have got YouTube channels going as well. Like I read somewhere it's like 95% of people, 95% of people on Instagram are YouTube subscribers. I don't know about have channels, but right. Pretty high number of folks on Instagram are going to be YouTubers. So yeah, it's a good place for us to be, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, how did you come up with shot tactics?
Yeah, my tactics are just shot. That's all it is. But that's what it means. But
oh my God, that's funny. I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm garbage. I'm trash. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, my tactics might be shot, but I want to help your tactics get better, basically.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I try to kind of put a spin on things as much as I can. Something in there to try to give a little tidbit on. Help you be a little bit better. Like I do kind of a mix of reviews and gameplay. I'll do reviews of some guns, and then I'll do some gameplay videos, and when possible, I'll try to drop in some tidbits in my gameplay to sort of get some advice and what not to do, because my tactics are shot. But yeah, it's tough to always get that spin on things, because you don't. You never know what's going to happen when you're going to go out and play. So,
right.
I try my best to give some kind of tidbit on here's what to do or what not to do. But you don't always get that. So sometimes you just get the gameplay and make an entertaining video,
Yeah, for sure.
You never know what's going to happen when you're out there playing.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, when you're filming, you have this different mindset a little bit. So I think, so I've never played with the, camera and stuff. Like, I've always been on the filming end. So when I go with these guys to different places, I'm just, I have this little contraption, a little phone holder thing for, like, it looks like a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And,
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm just following them around and, whatever, but, kind of getting B-roll stuff, whatever, for the video, 'cause they have the GoPros and stuff on. But, I would imagine, once you start playing, you get in the heat of battle, right? And you forget that you're filming, so you don't really think about, like, oh, I need to get this angle. But I'm sure it comes back sometimes throughout the game, throughout the day or whatever. So maybe you think, like, oh, I gotta try to get this shot in here, this film over here, or this angle. But it's probably difficult to do because you're focused on the game. Like, you're trying to not get out.
Yeah,
you don't want all your film to be you walking back to spawn.
Yeah. And I've just started using this new camera that takes some pretty interesting shots for me. I'm using a 360 camera, and it's awesome because, what do you call them? Not screens, lenses. That's the word I'm looking for. Lenses on both sides. It sees everywhere. So it's kind of like, it can take the shots you want without you really aiming it. So, a normal camera, like you're having to pan all around. This is a 360. You just stand here and hold it, and it's doing its own pan all over the place with all of its lenses. So then you can go back on your computer, put the footage in, and be telling it, the computer, where you want that lens to be looking at any point in time. And it's really cool with doing the airsoft videos when you're kind of on the run and can't really get the shots you want. the camera's doing that because it's looking everywhere, and you can go and adjust it later. Only problem is it's freaking huge. If you're carrying a cell phone, it's about the same size. So I'm saying compared to your GoPros, it's huge.
Yeah, compared to GoPro,
But yeah, I tried putting it on my gun. It's really a big honking thing, but it does take some really cool shots. I think with sniping, how I'm starting to run it now is just using a tripod and sticking it on the tripod and then just running out there and setting the tripod down, and then it's getting everything in front of me, all around me. I'm really excited. Just started using that. It makes some really cool shots. Just got to be careful. Two things. One, I guess the first time I tried it, I had a smaller tripod. Like the legs didn't spread out very far.
Right.
And so it every time I tried to set it there, it wouldn't stand up. So it'd keep falling over, and I'd be getting shot trying to get my camera set. So that wasn't good.
You mean in the woods? The ground wasn't flat.
Yeah, exactly.
How dare it?
So I've got a different tripod now where the legs spread out further and, much better. So hopefully I don't get shot as much. And the other thing with it is definitely put the case on it, the hard casing. I've just using it a couple times. I was using the lens cover case instead of the whole camera, and luckily nothing happened to it. But people don't see it when I set it out on the ground. People don't see it. I've had people just boom run right over the camera. So,
oh my God.
Luckily it did not break. But yeah, two things to watch out for with it. But it's a really awesome camera. It takes for airsoft when you can't always be looking to get the shots, it just set it down and it films everywhere. It's like having a cameraman right there with you.
That is so cool. I first noticed it when I did the podcast with Gibbers, who you play with on that same field, and I saw a few posts, like pictures on his Instagram, and I was like, bro, what did you take this picture with? Because there was one of them, like way down on his, older or whatever on his Instagram, that was of his cat. It was like a kayaking trip him and his girlfriend went on, and he took a picture of his cat on this, like, on the shore, like when they pulled up off this river. And the cat's face was really clear focus and close. It was like beautiful. And the background was all blurry. And I said, did you edit that? He's like, no, that was like the way the camera.
Yeah.
I said, what is that? And he had a picture of him running back. He must have done the same thing where he set it up, his camera, that 360 camera. And he was running. And I was like, how did you did someone take a picture of that, of you? And he's like, no, that was my 360 camera. I was like, dude, I got to get one of these.
Yeah, they're great. That looks cool. He actually introduced me to that. It was, we went to at Ballahack. It was a big group of us went to Ballahack to the zombie event that they have, and him and one other guy had 360 cameras that they were running around with, and I was asking about it, and they were telling me about it, and after that event, I saw their footage and like what that thing could do. I was like, yeah, I gotta get one of these, but. Yeah, it's a total game changer as far as what you can do with your video on that. It makes you feel real professional too, like sitting there on the computer and panning your shot around and
right.
Yeah, man, you got to get one. That's a big step up from your phone.
I know. I remember when we had one of our local viewers, some of the guys that have followed our channel like from the beginning, and we found out that he's like 20 minutes, he lives 20 minutes away from us here in South Carolina. And so I invited him over for a video one time, and he actually, he's been in a few videos. His name's Todd. On our Discord, he's a tugboat captain, and been in airsoft for a while. He is really knowledgeable about, like the inner workings of, the gearbox. Like he's done a bunch of rebuilds and custom builds and stuff like that on his guns, but he built a Kythera Polar Star or whatever, and he brought it over and showed us pretty much like a step-by-step of how he built it and everything. And we filmed a video on it. But anyway, so he's been in the videos. When he got here the first time, and when he walked in the front door, I was filming for him to come in, you know, like B-roll stuff. And so we're talking, you know, and my wife was here. He's like, you know, my wife, and then of course, you know, Chris and Coltrane and JP were here. So we started talking stuff. We come in the office where I'm at now, and you know, and I was showing him all the gun wall, and we were showing him kind of like where we filmed the unboxings. And so we get outside, and I take the tripod out there, and he goes, and I put my phone in there, and he goes, "That's what you've been using to film since you started?" I was like, "This is it, bro."
It's working. I
mean, it works. So I haven't changed it since. But you know, once we upgrade, I'm definitely going to look into that 360 one because that thing looks awesome that way.
You know? It's sick. And I mean, scope cams too. Do you guys use those?
Yeah.
You do, yeah. That's pretty much a must, I think. Like,
yeah,
because if you're shooting someone, you don't really see it without the scope cam. But yeah,
I've seen a lot of gameplay videos that people use just the helmet mount GoPro, and it's not as effective.
Yeah,
you know, as far as the video goes, you can see the action. But you can't see them. You can't see the BB. You can't see, you know, who they're shooting at. It's, you know, it's not doesn't magnify too much, you know.
Yeah, you pretty much got to be really, really close for that to really show what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, a scope cam and a 360 cam, you'd make some pretty good stuff with that. As long as all your batteries working, because that happens too. Yeah. I think so recently, like once a month at the field I play at, a group of us get together and we do a private group so we can make our own rules and do our own game and whatever we want. And what we did this past month was one of the guys has like his own juggernaut suit, just, you know, full decked out. I mean, face coverings, everything.
Is that one of the pictures on your Instagram?
Yeah, I think I do have a picture of that up. Yeah. And I'm going to be putting together some videos on that this weekend, hopefully up next week. But anyway, so I guess there's like 3 of us that have YouTube channels, and then the Juggernaut himself doesn't have a channel, but he ran a helmet cam. And we all have, between the 3 of us and his helmet cam, we probably had 10 different cameras out, you know, filming that day to try to make a really good video with you know, all of our perspectives. And we played a game with the Juggernaut where he had to, it was his birthday actually, and my birthday too. It was both of our birthdays. But anyway, he had cupcakes for him, and he had to smuggle the cupcakes from. He had a team and we had a team, but he had to smuggle the cupcakes from one end of the board to the other, and we couldn't stop him. Well, he had a bell that would make him turn around and go back. Oh, I got you. But to kill him, we were trying to shoot the cupcakes. We were trying to shoot the cupcakes out of his hand. And, they were a pretty hilarious game. But between the 4 of us, we had, I think, 10 cameras rolling in that game. And I don't think any one person had all of their cameras working to get the full story. So we out of 10 cameras, we had maybe 4 to 5 cameras that, you know, by that time of the day, the battery hadn't died. So we've put all of our footage together to try to make a really good video. So we'll have that coming out next week.
Yeah, well, when you were saying cupcakes, I was like, if they're not protected, like in a case, you know, in one of those store-bought like plastic things or a, you know, Tupperware container, boy, you better inspect that thing before you take a bite of it, because there's going to be BBs lodged in it. You're going to break a tooth.
No, we didn't eat the ones he tried to smuggle. They were gone. I mean, I think he managed to get 2 cupcakes across the line the whole game. So happy birthday, Ben, if you're listening.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Well, happy birthday to you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I think the ref said, the ref was laughing, saying that this was the best group he'd ever had out there. I don't think too many people are trying to shoot cupcakes out of folks' hands out of the field.
You know what though, man? That sounds like a really cool gameplay, like mode.
Yeah.
To start.
Yeah, and that's the cool part about doing these private groups is we can kind of do whatever we want, make up our own game, make our own rules, and not have everyone, everyone's on the same page. So,
right.
Who knows? Maybe we'll try to smuggle other things next time other than cupcakes, like maybe some beers. I'm down for that.
Right.
Don't shoot those. We can't shoot the beers.
You got to have them walking with a cup of beer, like maybe a solo cup or something that won't break.
Yeah.
And walking with that. So.
No, but we can't spill that though. That's a party foul.
No. You'd have to lick it off the ground. It's a party foul. Oh yeah. So how did you end up in Myrtle Beach? You grew up in North Carolina, right?
Oh yeah, just another accounting job. Had gotten out of school and looking for work, and that's just where I ended up. Yeah.
Were you always into like numbers? Like you're always good with numbers, and you figured I'll just go into accounting, or how did you get into that?
Yeah, pretty much. I had a business degree and knew I wanted to own my own business one day, but really didn't know what I wanted to do. But I knew that accounting was a pretty stable career, and every business needs accounting, and it would be a good way for me to go in and get some hands-on experience and learn about business. And it's been a pretty great experience. All I've done my whole career basically is public accounting. But you do kind of become an expert in all types of business because everyone needs you. Everyone needs accounting, and you kind of get to learn a lot of the inner workings of a lot of different types of businesses. So I've definitely learned a lot over the years in that field for sure, and thankful and blessed to be where I'm at in my career.
Yeah, you definitely see in that area, you definitely see the back end of the business because every business is built off of those numbers.
Mm-hmm. And everybody's got to pay taxes, unfortunately, unless I can help you find a way not to.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. That's the goal of a business owner or a homeowner, really, is having those write-offs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, if I ever encounter tax problems, I'm calling you.
Yeah, man. I got you.
You're local, fairly local.
I'm sure. I'm sure we can find a way for TriFecta to have some big write-offs. So
yeah, that would be awesome. I know when we first started our channel, we like I said, I did all the website stuff, and we were buying all those mystery boxes. We were I bought the domain and and then paid for the Wix service and all these other services that I started right in the beginning to kind of set up everything so I wouldn't have to change anything later on. And I have been paying those, for those services every month since we started because I wanted to keep everything going. And I'm like, well, eventually there'll be write-offs. Eventually we'll be in the black. Mm-hmm. But not there yet.
Not there yet,
yeah. No. We were almost there when our channel started growing, and then YouTube demonetized a lot of Airsoft stuff when they changed their terms of service. This was well before you started your channel, but probably a year and a half ago, they changed their terms of service to include their firearms thing with they were going to start demonetizing anything firearms related, including toy guns. So like Airsoft guns, Nerf guns, things like that. And so the amount of money you'd make on these videos, we had 250 videos at the time on our channel, and we made money on X amount of them. most of them, because hardly any of them were demonetized. And then within like a few days after that change from their terms of service, like 80% was gone.
Oh man.
So, when you look at the analytics, you're like, wait,
what? This hurts.
What
yeah.
I said, okay, well, whatever. Well, you talked about playing at Ballahack. That's run by Swamp Sniper, and his YouTube channel his whole channel overnight got demonetized. So you can have your channel demonetized, which means every single video you upload, no matter what it is, you don't even have the option to monetize it. Or you can have individual, like your channel can be monetized once you hit those thresholds, the 1,000 subs and the 4,000 watch hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then your channel will be monetized, but each video will be reviewed, as it comes in. So some of them will be monetized, some of them won't. Well, his whole channel got demonetized overnight, and he had 1 million subs, or over 1 million subs when this happened. This happened not long ago, like within the last 12 months. And in fact, Jonathan from Airsoftology, I don't know if you ever watched his videos.
Yes.
Yeah, he did a whole segment on it when that happened, because that's one of his buddies, like he's followed, they've talked and stuff, like he's followed for a while. And just when all that stuff first happened, when YouTube changed all that, it was, it was a big hit for a lot of airsofters.
Yeah.
Did that, that had already spent all the, 5 to 10 years building up their channel. And that they were making money from that, and then it just
boom, gone.
Yeah,
man, that's scary.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty. It was a blow to us too. Like it's not like we were like that, making money like that. It was just it was discouraging when that happened so quickly. And then on Instagram's owned by Facebook, and you can't pay for ads on one of your posts if it's airsoft related. So that was Facebook changed their stuff like after YouTube did, but it wasn't long after. Maybe within a few months, they changed their terms of service as well. And so we would pay for ads. Like if you post something, you can boost it, whatever they call it, and then so then you could boost your post on Instagram or Facebook. You could run like a 5-day ad for like $20, and to kind of reach new viewers and things like that, and have some engagements. But they changed theirs, so now like our Instagram channel or our Instagram page, you can't. We don't even have the option to boost it. The little boost button still comes up when you post something, but when you try to go through it, it puts an X there. Nope, can't do it.
Oh man, I didn't know all this.
Yeah.
I knew they were tough on firearms. I didn't know airsoft was an issue though.
Yeah, I think they're clumping it all together. Honestly, I think my guess or whatever is that they're trying to get everything firearms related, even toy guns, away from their platforms, because I think it's because they of the whatever that's called, toxic masculinity crap or whatever. I think that they associate it with that, and they're just trying to slowly get rid of all that stuff. I mean, they couldn't do it overnight. There's so much, there's so many channels on YouTube that YouTube makes money from, a lot of money from ad revenue from those channels that are firearms related, because those are what people want to watch. They're popular. So they couldn't, they already have paid for these ads to go on these channels. They can't just cut it off overnight. They would probably go out of business, to be honest, because they're some of the most watched things on there besides music videos and I guess reviews and kids' toys. But yeah, that's so that was a big transition that we had to go through, and all these other guys on YouTube
Well, were you able to get remonetized or still?
It's a case by case thing. So
Oh,
our channel is the whole channel is not demonetized. Now Swamp Snipers did. I don't know if he got remonetized or not. I haven't heard, but so when we upload a video, some of them will be okay and some of them won't. And they're not really consistent, to be honest. So we'll have one unboxing video 1 month, and it's totally fine. When it runs through all those checks, you know how that works because you've uploaded, stuff to YouTube.
mm-hmm.
So you go through all the things and it gets to that checks part. Everything's fine. The next one, we do exactly the same thing, just with a different mystery box. But as far as the video goes, we're just cutting open a box, showing the same, whatever type of thing. And that one gets X'd. So
the world,
bro, I can understand your rules. If you want to make rules, that's fine. At least follow them consistently. What the hell are you doing? But somebody else, I was talking with somebody else about this, and they said, it's probably sheer volume, man. And I've heard Joe Rogan talk about it as well, because he's talked about the same type of thing, where his friends that are, stand-up comedians, if they say anything, even making a joke about whatever's, not cool to talk about with the, COVID or medicine or anything like that, that video will get demonetized, that kind of shit, and he's talked about it on there. Like, maybe it's just a matter of, like, they don't have enough people to go through all of these things consistently and, I guess demonetize or monetize, whatever. Because when you request a review on your video, an actual human being has to watch that, watch the content. Who knows if they watch the whole thing? I don't know. But, I can't imagine trying to run a company that has to keep up with millions and millions and millions of hours of video every month that gets uploaded to this platform. It's crazy how many videos get uploaded to YouTube on the daily,
Yeah, someone's got to watch them. I didn't know that. I knew they cracked down on guns and a lot of these hunting stations, but I didn't know airsoft was becoming an issue. So, man, I guess I better do some reading. You're educating me today.
Yeah, it was. Well, like I said, at the time when all this happened, I was still not working, so I was still, I had a lot of time. So I researched all this stuff constantly. And man, listen, at the time when all this stuff happened, I was still on steroids. They had me on steroids recovering from this illness I had. And so, I mean, I would have roid rages, bro. I'm not even joking. I'd be going off. I really would. I would come in here. There'd be days the kids would come home, from school, or or my wife would come home from work. I would literally come in the office, close the door, and be like, "I'm not trying to be rude, but please don't talk to me right now, because I don't want to take out all this on you guys." So I'd come in here and just close the door, and I'd be like fuming, And it could have been the smallest thing, I mean, anything would have set me off at that point. But I was getting upset about all that kind of stuff that was going on, that was changing with these rules and stuff, and the inconsistencies, But I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I've accepted it where, okay, whatever. It's still a good platform that, to reach out to people and to put up things that we enjoy doing ourselves. Like, whether we make money from it or not, I still enjoy doing what I'm doing with this. These guys still enjoy doing, what they're doing with Airsoft. And so we just kind of had to okay, we'll just look at other, avenues, merch, things like that to kind of keep the channel going, because buying those mystery boxes, every single month can get expensive. Buying upgrade, people get into Airsoft, bro, and they get bit with that bug from the first event they go to. They're like, okay. And then they start searching on Evike, and they're like, oh shit, I need like $1,000 because I want all this gear. I want all this guns. I want all this supplies.
Yep. I think I've brought a few friends out to play, and every single one I've brought out to play ends up going home and buying a gun. And I've got one right now that's kind of still teeter totter, and so he's going to be buying something soon too, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, it can be a rabbit hole for sure on your well, a hole in your wallet. That's the better word.
Exactly. And if you're a numbers guy doing the accounting stuff, you're probably looking at this stuff like, oh.
I'm not even thinking about it. There's things that are fun, and then there's stuff that you have to spend money on, like bills and heat and air and that sort of thing. Let's spend the money on the fun stuff,
I know, right? Oh yeah. Well, what's another big event you're looking forward to?
For Airsoft, I think we're playing again next weekend. The group, we play once a month with our group that does the small group. So that's coming up next weekend. I have no idea what kind of special game modes we'll figure out, but yeah, keep watching my channel. I'm sure I'll have some videos from that. We usually do some pretty fun stuff on those game weekends with the small group. I say small group. I guess it's about 30 guys or something like that.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's cool, man. Well, listen, man, it's been awesome meeting you.
Yeah. I've enjoyed it. Really had a great time speaking with you. If you want to, drink some beers and show me some guns, give me a call.
I know. Woo! The South, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're not that far away. That's what I was telling Gibbers too. We'll have to really make an effort to get up to see you guys at an event one time. Especially, I really want to try out that park that you guys go to because it looks really cool. Yeah,
it's fun. Give me a call or give us a call, and yeah, we'll get something together, man. Love to have you guys up.
That'd be awesome. Well, I appreciate it, man. Well, where can people find you on Instagram and YouTube?
That's Shot Tactics. You can do www.shottactics.com. And my handle is Shot Tactics on Instagram as well. So come check me out. Love for you guys to come in and have some fun with me. See what I'm doing with Airsoft.
Hell yeah! I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.